Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Buenos días, buenas tardes y buenas noches. No importa la hora que sea, siempre es un gran momento para aprender español con Profesor Pablo. La lección de hoy, la lección del día es morirse versus morir. In our prior lesson, we learned that dormir, to sleep, and morir, to die, are stem-changing O to U verbs in the él and ellos form. Dormir goes dormí, dormiste, durmió, dormimos, durmieron. Morir, right here. Morí, moriste, murió, morimos, murieron. With the verb morir, we said that if you talk about a person and you say murió or murieron, you're talking about someone dying unexpectedly. You did not see it coming. It was a shock. You're stunned. So if someone died in an accident, you would say murió en un accidente. They died in an accident, murieron en un accidente. On the other hand, morirse, if you use the reflexive pronoun se in front of either one of these two, then what you're saying is that you're implying that you kind of knew that maybe it was going to happen. You saw it coming. It's not a surprise that the person passed. Perhaps he or she had been ill for many, many, many months and finally succumbed. So if you say se murió, that means he or she died. Se murieron means they died, right? But it's implying that it was kind of anticipated. You saw it coming. But if you don't use the pronoun and just say murió and murieron, you're implying that it was unexpected and it was a shock, it was sudden, and it's not something that you saw coming. So we've established that. Let's say you're talking about a tree that hasn't been getting watered, right? And you want to say the tree is dying. El árbol, you're going to use the se muere, it's dying. When the tree dies, you'd say el árbol se murió. You anticipated it, you saw it coming. You saw the tree withering, right? So when it's expected, it would be se murió or se murieron. Unexpected would be murió or murieron. But morirse is also used to say, I was dying of thirst, right? I'm starving to death. Frío, I'm freezing, or I'm freezing to death. Calor, I'm dying of heat, I'm burning up, I'm really hot. Vergüenza, I'm dying of embarrassment. Susto, I'm dying of fright. Risa, I'm dying of laughter. And celos is, I'm dying of jealousy. So, if you want to say you're dying, you go present. If you want to say, to summarize and say I died, it would be me morí, like you went to a haunted house. You want to say, me morí de susto, I died of fright. If you want to say I was dying of fright, or I was dying of hunger, and you're not referring to the totality of the experience, just at a given moment, incomplete past action would be imperfect. You'd say, me moría de susto, I was dying of fright. Me moría de hambre, I was starving to death. So again, the present tense to say what you're dying of, the preterite to say what you died of, and the imperfect is to say what you were dying of. The preterite is for a completed past action. You're referring to it in its totality. It's over, it happened. Imperfect, you're referring to a past action, but not in its totality. It's incomplete. It's still happening in the past. So let's practice with sed. I'm dying of thirst. Me muero de sed. It's a four-step process. You have me, te, se, or nos. Your reflexive pronoun. Step 2 would be whichever verb you want to choose. Step 3 would be the preposition de, and step 4 would be the noun that you're referring to. I'm dying of thirst, me muero de sed. I'm starving to death, me muero de hambre. I'm freezing to death, me muero de frío. I'm really hot, I'm burning up. Literally, I'm dying of heat. Me muero de calor. Vergüenza, I'm dying of embarrassment. Me muero de vergüenza. I died of embarrassment. Me morí de vergüenza. I was dying of embarrassment. Me moría de vergüenza. This is really simple. Let's not make this more difficult than it is. In English, if you say you're dying of something, you're going to go with the present tense. If you want to say I died, D-I-E-D, of laughter or hunger or whatever it was, you're going to go preterite. But if you say in English, I was dying of, then you're going to go with the imperfect. We will study preterite and imperfect. We'll contrast them, we'll compare them, and of course we'll have a separate lesson on imperfect. Okay, let's go with susto. I'm dying of fright. Me muero de susto. I died of fright. In other words, I was scared to death. Me morí de susto. I was scared. I was dying of fright. Okay? Now, if I say I was scared to death, like I went to a haunted house last weekend and the whole time I was there, it's over. You're summarizing, me morí de susto. If you say me moría de susto, you're saying I was scared to death. Like every step you were taking, you're kind of reliving it, reminiscing it, right? Remembering it. Incomplete past action. I was dying of fright. Me moría de susto. Our next one, risa. That's a great one. I die of laughter. I'm dying of laughter. Me muero de risa. I died of laughter. I saw that movie with Robin Williams. It was so funny. Me morí de risa. I died of laughter. I was dying of laughter. Me moría de risa. Let's go with celos, jealousy. I'm dying of jealousy. Me muero de celos. I died of jealousy. Me morí de celos. I was dying of jealousy. Me moría de celos. So there you go. We have all the other forms. This lesson is not about conjugating. This lesson is about understanding when to use morir versus morirse. We understand reflexive pronouns. We've studied O to UE stem changing verbs, all but nosotros. Okay? We've certainly studied preterite of morir, murió, murieron. And what's new here is imperfect. And we added that just so that you know how to say the difference between I'm starving, me muero de hambre. I starved to death, me morí de hambre. Again, you went to a wedding. The caterers never showed up. There was no food. Me morí de hambre. I starved to death. Or I was starving to death, referring to a given point of time in the past. Me moría de hambre. To summarize, sed is thirst, hambre is hunger, frío is cold, calor is heat or warmth, vergüenza embarrassment, susto fright, risa laughter, and celos jealousy. Now you may want to know, why is the U in vergüenza in red with 2 dots? GUE is pronounced gay. It's the hard G sound. That's why a U is put between the G and the E. If you just had GE, it would be hey, hey, like the word gente, which is people in Spanish, G-E-N-T-E, gente. So you put a U if you want to make that G a hard sound, right? So GUE is pronounced gay. Well, the word here is not vergüenza, it's vergüenza, vergüenza. So the 2 dots on the U is called a diéresis. It softens the GUE from gay to gue, vergüenza. All right? All right, there you go. That's our lesson, morirse versus morir. Gracias por escuchar. Hasta la próxima lección. Tengan un gran día y nos vemos pronto. We'll see you soon. Adiós.